In our family, we worked hard, and that's one thing that looking back, I really admire about my dad and my mom. They taught me to work and to love. When I was born, my dad was in the Air Force. We moved around the country. When I was about 15 years old, he retired, started a second career working as a nursing home administrator. And there was another nursing home owned and operated by the same company that was close to home that I could walk to when I was in high school. And so I started working there before I could even drive. And worked there and just really enjoyed the people I worked with and people that we were taking care of. I got through college, got a couple of degrees, and then I decided I really wanted to stay in that line of work as an administrator. So I did that for about 20 years. It used to bother me sometimes. There were certain things that we couldn't do. I could only go so far because I worked within a corporate structure and those restrictions and guidelines, and that's one of the things that helped me make the decision to get out on my own. I wouldn't recommend other people do the same thing I did. I quit my job without having anything lined up. In order to do it, I cashed out my retirement that I built up over about 20 years. My wife thought I was insane. I remember standing in the shower one day and looking at the shampoo bottle and wondering where I was going to come up with money to buy a new one when that ran out, to provide those kind of things for my family. It took a little over a year to get the first Beehive home up and running, and I did all the grocery shopping, I did the cooking. One of our first residents called me over at breakfast one morning. He said, I really like everything here. I like the food. I don't mean to complain, but one thing that I really miss is having a grapefruit at breakfast. Could you bring me half a grapefruit once in a while? And so I started buying grapefruits for him. You know, I could come in and see him at breakfast and put half a grapefruit in front of him and get a big smile at him, and that made my day.
Gerald always comes in with his sleeves rolled up, always helping, and he really tunes into that person, that resident, and he serves them with the heart of a servant.
He sees each person for who they are and what they need, and caters the care accordingly.
We really do feel and act like a big family. When something unfortunate happens to one of our residents or one of their family members or one of our employees, we all kind of take it personal and we chip in.
We treat them with dignity, respect. We give them the love, the compassion. We end up becoming so attached to these people.
You care for them as it was my mother or my grandfather, and you get to know them, when they're having a bad day, a good day. You get to know what they like, what they don't like.
It's about that touch. It's about hugging. It's about kissing them on the forehead. It's about truly loving them for who they are.
A lot of times people think because you're whatever age, you're too old for this or that or the other. And I don't really believe that.
We have people that come out from outside environment, come bring music in. The resident likes to dance, and I'm a dancer, so of course I dance with my residents.
They like to have fun. They've done a lot of fun experiences in their lives, and they appreciate being in an environment where people accept them as they are and don't look at them funny because they're older and they don't look as handsome or as beautiful as they used to.
They truly care. And I think what you see is genuine from the top down.
Now as a business owner, I'm as much concerned about my employees as I am my residents. I like to be able to provide a great place for them to work.
One of our caregivers was having a hardship, so he took money out of his pocket and went and bought her groceries, brought it to her. And he's always said, if you need anything, and if I have the opportunity to give that, then that's what he does.
The better I take care of my employees, the better job they do for the residents that we take care of. And so I've got two groups of people really that I'm passionate about. People talk about this work as a calling, something that really chooses us.
This is not a job. To me, it's a way of life. It's offering that dignity, that care to the resident.
I mean, that's what gets me up in the morning. Being able to come in and see the residents and make their day, do something for one of my employees that's having struggles and a challenge with something, that makes my job really fulfilling.